This may be the greatest financial experiment in the entire history of humanity. And the most shocking part is that people are living inside it without even realizing it. Global debt has swelled like a pile of explosives left in the sun. Government debt, private debt, corporate debt, household debt, all merging into a mountain larger than anything any civilization has ever carried. Today, governments borrow trillions as casually as writing a note. Central banks create money with a keystroke. Families sign 30-year mortgages like they're buying groceries. And we still talk about debt as if it's normal, harmless, eternal. But the truth is far more unsettling. Debt has always been a game of power. Debt has always been a weapon of control. And debt has always been a time bomb, waiting for the perfect moment to explode. The question is no longer if this mountain of debt will collapse. The real question is when, and who will be crushed beneath it. On the roots of debt, where the story began. To understand this truth, we need to travel thousands of years back. The very first clay tablets in Mesopotamia were not poetry or philosophy. They were ledgers, records of who owed whom, how much grain, how many animals. In ancient societies, debt was not just economic. It was sacred. Kings and priests enforced it, managed it, and sometimes erased it in sweeping jubilees to prevent society from falling apart. This was the ancient wisdom our modern leaders ignore. You cannot turn an entire population into permanent debt slaves. Sooner or later the system cracks. The birth of banking, when debt reshaped the world. Fast forward to the Renaissance, and powerful banking families rise, and the Medicis, the Fuggers. Debt evolves from grain and cattle to gold, silver, and credit. Empires take massive loans to wage wars, build monuments, and fuel ambition. But debt has one undeniable truth. It grows, then it breaks. Spain had mountains of silver from the New World, yet it went bankrupt again and again in the 1500s. Why? Because its ambitions were far bigger than reality. This was the first great lesson. No empire, no matter how rich, can survive drowning in debt. The modern era, when debt captured the whole planet. The First World War pushed nations into debt so massive they seemed unpayable. Germany was crushed under reparations, triggering the infamous hyperinflation of the 1920s, when people carried wheelbarrows of currency just to buy bread. Then came 1944, the Bretton Woods Conference. This was the source code of the modern financial world. The U.S. tied the world's currencies to the dollar, and the dollar to gold. And then, in 1971, Nixon shut that door forever. Gold was gone. The dollar was unleashed. Debt became infinite. This was the quiet revolution, silent but devastating. 2008, when the volcano erupted. Households, companies, banks, everyone had borrowed more than the system could handle. When the first cracks appeared, the entire world shook. Banks collapsed. New money was printed. People lost homes, jobs, savings, while the reckless players who created the crisis were rescued. This was the moment the world realized. Debt is not neutral. It is a weapon designed to protect the powerful. Today, the numbers are beyond imagination. Global debt has crossed $300 trillion. That's nearly 4 times the size of the entire global economy. This is no longer economic data. It's a shadow cast over the future. In the U.S., interest payments alone rival the defense budget. Europe, China, Japan are all strangled by exploding debt. And politicians? They only have one solution. More debt. The ending is always the same. History shows only 3 ways out of a debt crisis. 1. Pay it back honestly, almost impossible. Show inflated away. The public quietly pays the price. Default. The nation trembles. The history of the world is filled with broken promises and collapsed financial systems. Every empire eventually bows before debt. For the real truth. Debt isn't economics, it's power. The powerful decide who borrows, who lends, who gets rescued when the system collapses. Banks get bailouts. Corporations get restructurings. Politicians retire peacefully. And the cost is paid by ordinary people. Lost homes, lost jobs, lost futures. That's why understanding debt isn't just financial literacy. It's survival. Because if you don't understand the system, you become a prisoner inside it, with chains you can't even see. If this opened your eyes, if you want to uncover the hidden history that still shapes our world, then you're in the right place. Because history never lies. We just read it too late.